Hey, good morning, YouTube. This was gonna originally be a live action video of what we did back here, but when we got back here to start working, I turned the camera on and it said no SD card. So it was still on the laptop from the last video. What we did this morning was took the 8-foot stand from underneath these 5 hives and replaced it with a 10-foot stand. That way we've got a little more room in between these hives to work them. If we are able to take that nuke out and put it in a full-size box, it still gives us a little more room. I don't think 8 foot's long enough to have 5 hives on. So we went with a 10-foot. We'll move the 8-foot up front in a day or so and only put maybe 3 hives on that or some nukes. You can see on the top of this box here, we've added one of our new medium supers too, and if you can see there, it hangs over the edge just a little bit. I made a notation in the comments on the video where I built those boxes that the 6 5/8, or probably the 16 5/8 that I was cutting the end boards, which was the measurements off the other gentleman's video, should have actually been 6 1/4 to match up to the factory built Langstroth hives. He does his own lids and his own screen bottom boards as well, so 6 5/8, or probably 16 5/8 is fine for when you make all your equipment, but when you're using factory bottom boards and lids, it's got to be 6 1/4. So we lesson learned on that. Next ones we make, we'll make sure we make them at 6 1/4 so they match up. I was gonna add another one to this hive here because their numbers are pretty good as well, but I knew the telescoping lid wouldn't fit over top of the box, so we had to wait on that one for a while. But this second hive on the frame with the new box, I'm pretty sure that was the Beloit tree cutout that we ended up smoking out at the end, and it was just busted full, 10 frames solid packed with bees. So they definitely needed more room. And then our original hive here that we got all the swarms out of, we pulled a honey super off the top of that. We're going to extract it in a day or so and put it back on. This other super that's on there now was maybe a third honey and probably 2/3. We'll go a third honey, a third brood, and a third empty or pollen. So once we get the other one extracted and back on, they can start filling it full of honey. We didn't look in the other boxes yet. That's all burr comb that came off of the lid and the top of the frames on this one. Like I said, they were just packed in there, solid. So that was the bee work this morning. Said I'm sorry I didn't get to film it, but we were back here ready to rock and roll when I turned the camera on with no SD card, and I wasn't going to take the time to go back to the house to get it because we needed to get the work done. But there's the update for today, the new 10-foot long base and one of the medium boxes that we constructed ourselves. Unfortunately a little bit too wide, but it will still work. And so far, unfortunately, that's the only honey we've gotten this year. Has been the one super, and it's probably about 80% full. So we'll see how much we get out of that. But the goal this year was bee health and numbers, not as so much as honey. So we'll see what happens after the fall flow. We might get a little bit more. Feeders on these are empty. Not sure if I should fill them again or not, because we are getting some flower activity, and I'm noticing the goldenrod starting to bloom, so we may not have to feed them anymore. But we definitely have 4 good healthy hives here. This nuke is not the greatest, so we may end up combining that with the nuke out front. But that's where we are today with the bees. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up, and your questions or comments are always welcome. Thanks for watching.